The planet of Braca has become the next destination for Clone Force 99 in their hunt for CT-7567. The clone captain is the biggest lead to finding their assigned Jedi target, Ahsoka Tano. Though locating the rogue clone has not been the simplest of tasks. A dead end on Onderon led to a skirmish between the elite clones and the insurgent group led by Saw Gerrera. They hope this next lead proves to be something worthy. Rogue clones were spotted entering the wreckage of a crashed Venator cruiser, and there was every reason to believe that one of these clones were who they were hunting for. Once Clone Force 99 shuttle made way to the orbit of the planet, the Scrappers Guild raised them for communication. "I take it you're who the Empire sent to deal with our trespassers?" The guild leader had a raspy voice that did nothing but irritate Hunter as he responded. "Affirmative. Just point us in the direction and stay out of our way." Hunter knew that this was the best opportunity they had at finding Captain Rex, and there was no way these scrappers were going to hurt those chances. "Your business is not ours, Imperial. Just take care not to damage too much potential merchandise." The guild leader ended the transmission as the members of Clone Force 99 prepped for their operations. "Scrap matches are the scum of the galaxy. Are we all ready to go?" "All of us except Crosshair, sadly." Tech pulled up a tactical display highlighting Crosshair's condition. "The explosion from Onderon will leave Crosshair out of commission for some time. There is no worry, for the task of hunting CT-7567 is still doable with our current numbers." Hunter looked over to Crosshair, who laid asleep, resting while his injuries healed up. "Fine. 3-man job it is. Let's get moving." The shuttle landed just out of view of the Venator in question, as to not to alert the rogue clones of their presence. "Tech, hit the ship with a thermal. See what we're dealing with." Following the orders of the sergeant, Tech scanned the ship for any presence of the targets. "I've located 5 individuals in what appears to be the ship's medical bay. 3 seem to be recuperating. The other 2 just talking." "That makes it easier for us." "I was hoping for another fight." "Reel it in, Wrecker. You get one once we find that Jedi. We have to get the clone first." Hunter ordered for Tech and Wrecker to follow as they made their way to the Venator. They caught wind of what brought the clones here, an older LAAT gunship, which was on its way of being phased out by the Empire. Hunter kept the team moving as he scaled the wreckage, looking for an entry point. Once that was found, Hunter looked towards Wrecker. "We can get the jump on them if we're quiet. Got it?" "I got it. Quiet." Despite Wrecker's sarcastic response, he got the message as the trio entered the structure. Hunter couldn't help but think that despite serving the Grand Army of the Republic for a large portion of the war, Clone Force 99 rarely found themselves on board one of these cruisers. For that matter, those who didn't even know the task force existed. But that was a bygone era now, and this ship is nothing but a relic. There might be a few still in service, but talk has already started of a new, much larger capital ship that will command respect for the Imperial Navy. These ships are going to take a lot of metal to construct. Perhaps that's why the Empire made a deal with these scrap guilds. Planets like Braca, Raxus Prime are the building blocks for a new war machine. Though all of that was unimportant right now, what mattered was finding CT-7567, and once they arrived to the medical bay, their hunt was over. There, standing before them, was the clone in question, yet next to him was a much more grizzled clone. His right eye was cybernetic, with a scar crossing it horizontally. His armor decals were grayed, much opposed to the blue of Rex and the old 501st Legion. The clone spoke to Rex about the appearance of Clone Force 99. "Rex, I take it they weren't supposed to be here." Rex recognized who stood before him, and spoke easily of the trio of clones aiming their blasters at him. "This is the Bad Batch. Wrecker, Tech, and Hunter." He turned to Clone Force 99. "But where's Crosshair? Where's Echo?" "That's none of your concern, traitor." Rex quickly came to see what was happening. "Hunter, listen, I know what you're feeling right now, but this isn't you. There's a chip in your... Unless you have any information regarding the location of Ahsoka Tano, you're not in position to speak." Hunter's blaster was firmly aimed at CT-7567. "Tano? How do you know about that? About her?" Rex's hand slowly started reaching down towards his side. "Slow that hand down, Reg. You might have outsmarted a few, but you know we're proficient. Now tell us what you know about Tano." "She went her own way. That's what she is. She had enough of the wars, the fighting. Can't say I blame her. But fighting is what I'm built for. We all are. But you're not on the right side, and it's not your fault. Listen to me. There's an inhibitor. Enough of the side talk. If we can't find the Jedi, you and your friends would do." It was with these words that Hunter noticed the clone next to Rex had a sudden shift in his presence. He shot a glance at Rex before charging towards Hunter, shouting, "For the Clone Rebellion!" The clone put up more of a fight than Hunter expected, even positioning himself so the rest of Clone Force 99 couldn't get a clear shot. And before they could turn their attention to Rex and the other clones, smoke filled the room as the tight quarters became a maze of gray mist. Wrecker began firing shots through the smoke, hoping to hit something as Tech moved to help Hunter. He stunned the clone, bringing him to the ground before realizing that the other parties had left. It seems a little diversion worked. The clones escaped. "They couldn't have gotten far, right?" Almost in direct response to Wrecker's words, they could hear the roaring sound of an LAAT gunship taking off. The group ran outside with their new prisoner in tow to see the ship rising into the air. They fired shot after shot, each only scorching the hull. Yet Hunter saw a tracker attached to the bottom, and upon looking down at the Hobbit Marauder, he saw Crosshair had just fired the device. He ordered for the rest of Clone Force 99 to cease fire and return to the ship. It was time to report back to Kamino with the prisoner. Once the team of elite clones had arrived back to their homeworld, they were immediately greeted by Admiral Rampart. He waited in the hangar, flanked by heavily armed shock troopers as the Hobbit Marauder landed and Clone Force 99 departed. Rampart called out to them. "It seems Brock approved to serve you well, though I believe Tarkin was looking for a Jedi, not a defective clone." Even though he made light of Tarkin's disapproval, it was clear Rampart was not pleased about the latest developments. "This clone, and ones like him, are still going to be of use, sir. He was with the rogue clone that assisted the Jedi. We find the rest of them, we find Tano." Hunter passed the captured clone off the Morregs as he continued speaking with Rampart. "We only request a small amount of assistance." Rampart's eyes showed surprise in the request of Clone Force 99. "Assistance, you say? What for?" CT-7567 appears to be gathering a large amount of clones, possibly forming a new insurgent cell in the process. Wherever they're held up, we're gonna need a little backup getting inside, sir. Hunter hated to ask for help, but on the ride back to Kamino, he knew that Crosshair wasn't 100% guaranteed to be cleared for combat, and there's no telling how many clones Rex had found. "Very well. You will be granted access to 1 platoon of soldiers for your mission. Make good use of them, Sergeant." "Thank you, Admiral." Rampart made his departure as Hunter turned back to his team. "Stock up, and then we'll get moving. Tech, keep your eye on that transmitter. Wherever those clones end up is our next destination." The waiting game now started, as Clone Force 99 now prepared to face an enemy that was almost just like them. Almost being the key word, as their targets still lacked the enhancements granted to them, and they planned to exploit that as much as they could. The only question that remained was when that would happen.